We're at the unveil of the Tata Sierra, the final production version. That event is still going on. In fact, right now they're talking about all of the collabs that they've done with brands like Starbucks, Napadori, Delhi Watch Company. But we want to see the actual production vehicle, don't we? So that is right over here. Okay, so let's look at all of the details now. If you come in closer here, you'll see there's this really black rectangular treatment done at the front, and that is a nod to the original Sierra. If you remember, the original Sierra had a rectangular grille, rectangular headlights, and it was all wrapped in a massive large rectangle. I'm really happy to see this. This of course treatment, as we know from before, is on the internal combustion version. The EV will have a body colored panel here, but I really like this version. What I also like is the Sierra lettering done really nicely over here. You know, sometimes people like to have it really loud and proud up there. Personally, I think it's a bit too much. This is really nice, really classy, still spells out Sierra, as you can see. Headlights are down below here, of course, and you've got the fog lights in these insets over here. And down here below are the air intakes that are fairly large and prominent, because this, again, is the internal combustion version. And of course, as is pretty much the fashion these days, you've got the DRLs, as you can see here, running right across the top of the car. Okay, now the side, that is really where the signature elements of the Sierra really stand proud. I'm sure all of you remember the big signature element being that wrap over glass. Now, you can't do the wrap over glass because you'd have some structural requirements today in terms of crash safety. So what Tata have done is mask this area here to give it that wrap over effect. And I really like the treatment. I mean, it isn't the glass, but it still looks nice and classy and very distinctive. I mean, honestly, really like this. Another element, in case you've spotted it already, is this B-pillar. The original Sierra had this very fat B-pillar, and so they've kept that and sort of accentuated it even more. Now, the story is that this fat B-pillar on the original Sierra was actually on insistence of Mr. Ratan Tata himself. He really wanted that here to give it some kind of muscle along with the glass area. And I'm really happy to see that Tata kept this really nice little design element that ties it to the past and to Mr. Ratan Tata too. Now, okay, other elements on the side. Let's take a look at the wheels, because these are 19-inch wheels, really large, fill out the wheel well nicely, and it really stands, sort of gives the car a nice stance and a muscular stance. It's also not sunken in too much, so there is a minimum requirement by law that you have to keep wheels inside, and Tata have basically gone right up to that edge in a bid to fill out the wheel well, and as you can see, it sits really nice and almost flush. That's one here. Cladding, as you can see, the cladding goes all over here and to the back here. Very much a modern kind of design detail that most cars have. In fact, Tata's head of design, Martin, says that this isn't just merely rehashing an original, but it's reintroducing one with a vision of the future. And there's a lot of future elements, one of them being these handles, flush door handles now, as you can see on the front and the rear. Okay, now at the rear, as you can see, very vertical, pretty much, which is the design theme of the entire car, which was a signature of the original Sierra. Very sort of vertical, standing proud and tall, and that's what you see here in terms of this treatment. There's a spoiler on top, and hidden inside here is the wiper. So you get this really nice, clean look at the back. And you know, if you look at the overall car, cleanliness in terms of details and surfacing is the theme. As you can see here also, the tailgate wraps around over to the side, clean surfacing all around. Now I'll try and get the boot open if the car is. It's not right now, but we'll get back to it. Okay, so that is the outside of the Tata Sierra. I really love it. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments. But we can hop inside, not this particular car. There's another one that's open, so let's get there. Okay, so now inside, as you can see, this is an all-new cabin. Now, there are very few carryover parts like the steering wheel, which is there on the new Tata cars, as you can see here. Slightly changed here. There's an indent here for your thumb and things like that. This gear selector knob, and I think the AC panels here. Rest everything really all new, lovely styling. I really like it. Nice, plain, clear kind of surfacing treatment. And I have to say, the finish is really top notch. I mean, if you look at, for example, the piano black here, perfect reflections on the piano black. So uniform finish even down here. Then this bit here, this is actually apparently a sound bar. Yeah, the speakers behind this here, and the speaker system is JBL on the car, which is a Tata kind of hallmark there, and the big screen in here, as you can see, the single pane screen. It is a 3-screen setup, so you have the instrument panel, touch screen, and the passenger screen. And from what Tata tell us is that this entire unit, I'm really sorry, this is currently switched off. Tata, for some reason, have switched off all of the cars, but they tell us that you can play individual content here without it disturbing passengers, because you do have a Bluetooth connection for the headphones for the content on this. So that is something really nice to see. I believe, in fact, I just peeked at one of the cars earlier. There's also a privacy filter, so the driver does not get distracted with what is being played here. But again, Tata are not disclosing any of the tech specs, unfortunately, today. So I'm not too sure about these details. It's just what I managed to glance and pick up from a few Tata people around here. Now, the other bits here, you've got, of course, storage down here. You've got USB sockets. This one, in fact, is a 65 watt, so you can charge, in fact, even a laptop there. You've got your phone chargers here and a center console box. Seats, they're ventilated seats. And if you look on top here, this is a large panoramic sunroof. And I have to speak about all of the controls, because whatever I've sort of touched and tried here, for example, there's a terrain switch here, the AC air vents, everything. In fact, even this door handle here, it's all damped release. They're all damped. They don't snap back. And I'm really happy to see that, because it gives a really nice quality feel. These AC vents, honestly, I really like, because it's really nice and damped and not fiddly to use. Okay, here inside at the rear, as you can see, there's a lot of legroom. This seat was adjusted to my position when I was in the front there, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the amount of legroom on offer. In fact, Tata said, like the original Sierra, the rear, if you remember, it was a 2-door, but that rear bench was like a couch at home, and they wanted to recreate that feeling. So a lot of room here, and the seat bench, as you can see, a very wide flat area, so even the center passengers should sit quite comfortably here. And the top surface is really nice and soft, and then it gets firm. So as soon as you sit in, for example, you kind of sink in and then you have support. Feels quite nice. For the middle passenger, should be comfy enough, I guess, because the floor here too is quite flat, a very small hump here, so there's no large center tunnel. So yeah, that's in terms of the seating. Now, if you look up here, this is the large sunroof that I was talking about earlier there. As you can see here, really nice and large panoramic. People love this. And sun blinds, you've got these nice sun blinds here too, so retractable ones that you can lift up and block out the sun. Thanks to that design kink, which is really important for the Sierra, and I'm really happy about that. But you do have this sort of unevenness here, so some amount of sun might come in from here. I think it's a small little price to pay for that really cool design detail though. What do you think? Now, in terms of other features, there's a storage tray here. You also have a 65 watt USB slot here, so that's really nice to see, because you can charge something like a laptop. And in terms of the seats, these seat backs are adjustable, so you can click them at an earlier or a little further back, and you also have an armrest with cup holders here. Another handy feature for rear occupants is this boss mode, so you can adjust the front seat here for more legroom. So yeah, that's something handy. Now, since this car is open, let's take a look at the boot. Okay, so like I was saying, this is a powered tailgate, so let's take a look inside at the boot space. Now, we don't have the details in terms of the volume, because details aren't being released today, but we can take a look around. Seems fairly large. I don't know what it would be like, but it's nice and square, so you should be able to get a lot of suitcases in here. There's a JBL subwoofer here that I can see at the back, and of course this parcel tray up here. Now, below here, if you take a look inside, you have nothing, because you've got a small little winch here that lowers a spare tire that is underneath the car. This is the winch which you sort of crank it, and the spare tire is underneath the car. So yeah, while the spare might get dirty, it also means if you have a puncture, you don't have to unload the luggage from your car. Right, so that is the new Tata Sierra. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Are you excited for it? Let us know down in the comments, and stay tuned to the Autocar India channel, because pricing, tech specs, all of those details will be announced on the 25th, and in the early December is when we will be getting behind the wheel to drive them.